So today, talking about niching down your business, specifically your WordPress development business. And that will quote, the riches are in the niches. Not that I say niches, I think that's a US term, but it doesn't really work well if you say the riches are in the niches. Okay, so let's kick off. Just remove myself from there. There we go. This is what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to talk about understanding what a niche is and what a niche is not. Finding your ikigai, doing a SWOT analysis, identifying your overall market sector, market research analysis, defining your niche. Then we're going to validate your niche market. Then we're going to create your value proposition. And then we can do a little brain dump on ideas for content. So that's the rough guide. So what I'm going to do today, a little bit about me. I've been running a successful business since 2005. I've had clients, some of them are on screen there, so Nikon, Google, CMC Markets, Queensland Health, all the kind of big ticket ones there. But I have a consultancy, WordPress consultancy business that does very well, but I'm moving more into the learning space. So I'm spinning up a new personal branding website with courses and content that's really directed towards WordPress developers. So those WordPress professionals that use WordPress to create websites for other people's. So I'm going to help you to get clients, to grow and to scale your business, specifically for WordPress developers and designers as well. So that's me. You can have a look at the website. It's willbrown.com. If you are watching this on Facebook, remember to visit streamyard.com/Facebook, and you'll see this little dialog box that comes up, and you basically link your profile, just so that if anyone's in the comments and you send a comment through, then I can see exactly who you are and see your lovely face. So if you're watching this on LinkedIn, that's okay, you don't need to bother about that, but specifically for Facebook, if you're watching this in a group live, then go to streamyard.com/Facebook and just say you let StreamYard see your Facebook live comments, and that would be fantastic. Okay, I'll spin through some questions at the end, so if you've got any questions, just put them up in the comments, and then towards the end of this, then I'll review all those questions and see if I can come up with some answers for you. Okay, everyone ready? Good. Getting some yeses, that's great. Okay, so let's kick off and define your WordPress specialist niche for your business. Okay, so let's dive in. What is a niche? Let's see if we can make that a little bit bigger. There you go, that's better. So what is a niche? What defines a niche? So before we try and define niche, it's kind of helpful to know what is a niche and what is not a niche. So a niche is like a market-specific segment of a larger market, and it's characterized by some unique needs, preferences, or identities that distinguish it from the mainstream top-level market. So it usually involves specialized offerings targeted towards a specific audience with kind of distinct characteristics. So here are some of the components that make up a niche. So specialized needs. So a niche must cater to unique needs or interests, which is overlooked by the kind of mainstream umbrella market providers. It's got to have distinct features, specialized services, or a unique delivery method, something that stands it out just from the normal run-of-the-mill top-level industry. It needs to have a target audience as well. So a niche market really focuses on specific audience with special characteristics that's got a unique problem that your product or service then caters for or solves. Within the niche, you have a limited competition. Because you are being more specific, then the niche market encounters less competition because of its smaller audience. The result is the products and services uniqueness or larger companies' perception that the smaller market may not be profitable. But it's all about limited competition. Once you start to go small, you're getting rid of everyone else that's competing on that same, and you're really getting really specific for those. So limited specific competition. Expertise and specialization. So niche markets they often require a higher knowledge or a specialization in a particular product or service. This expertise can give you a competitive edge. It can help establish your credibility and trust within that particular small niche. And price insensitivity as well as the last one I want to cover. So customers in a niche market are often willing to pay a higher price for the specialized product or service because they value those unique benefits, and it may have a few direct substitutes as well. But basically, you can charge a lot more because you're in demand for those specialist tasks, the specialist services that you are offering. So what is not a niche? It is helpful to go through this to see what is not a niche. So in contrast, a non-niche or mainstream market serves a wide audience with diverse needs. So it's not specialization, it's complete opposite. These markets feature numerous competitors, high competition, and it's generally lower prices due to the economies of scale. If you've got everyone focusing on the same thing, then you're going to get competition that goes between those, and that drives the price down. If you're in a niche market, you can drive the price up. So examples of WordPress non-niche services, you've got WordPress development, very, very general. What are you developing? Who knows? Again, WordPress web design, website design. So we're not specifying here any type of web design. It's just I do web design. So it's very, very not niche at all. And the same goes for plugin development and theme development. And then some general terms like consultancy. What are you consulting for? Don't know. Training, WordPress maintenance. We're not specifying what type of websites we're maintaining, just maintenance. And then the other ones are audit or health check, front-end development, and back-end development. Now I see this list all the time on Fiverr.com, on Facebook groups, everywhere. People saying that I do WordPress development, I do WordPress front-end development, I do WordPress consulting. What does that actually mean? When they're saying that, when you're branding that, that's not niche. That's top of the market. You're competing with everyone else. There's no specialization there. So it's useful to know what's not a niche in order to go further and then define what your niche actually is. So let's address the elephant in the room first of all. You do not have to niche. It's not required to run a WordPress business. It's not required to run any business. But some people like to operate across multiple industries to get a variety of different clients. When I started out freelancing, I didn't have a niche defined, but I built a profitable WordPress business. It's totally okay. You don't have to niche, but if you're looking to specialize, if you're looking to drive the prices up, if you're looking to get real good qualified leads to come in, then niching is the way to go. So let's get that one out of the way. Let's remove that. So all that being said, with not niching, here are the top 10 benefits of defining a niche for your business and becoming the top go-to expert in it. So focused marketing efforts. Now you can laser target your marketing efforts if you know exactly who you're talking to, who their problems are, and how you can help them. If you're going to run ads, for example, to scale up your business, you're going to see a large ROI by targeting a niche that you would not get if you're targeting a broader non-specific audience. Less competition. So as you're targeting a specific audience with a specific solution, you're automatically cutting your competition down. Now, most WordPress freelance developers, they operate on a very broad market. Most people do. Most people don't specialize. But once you niche, your direct competitors will drop dramatically. So increased expertise. So you will understand the target audience like the back of your hand. Talk their talk, walk their walk. The more you work with them and hone your skills, the more experience you will have. And you're really going to be on your way to becoming an expert. The next one is customer loyalty. So if you deliver consistent results, which is easier to do inside a niche, you'll find customer loyalty also increases. Return customers, retainers, word of mouth, they all jump up and they all increase as opposed to serving a broad market. Premium pricing, because you are the expert in this niche, people will want to work with you. That increased demand will allow you to charge premium price for your services, and that is not a joke. That does happen. Once you specialize, once you're at the top again, people will come to you because you're the expert in that field. Better client relationships, and now understanding your ideal clients, understand who they are, what they need, their desires, their issues. It allows you to have better communications with them as well. And better communications allows for better relationships. And you'll find that most projects will run more smoothly once you have a good client relationship, because there's less hurdles, there's less complications, everything just runs smoother. So better client relationships is great. Improved innovation. Now, operating in the same niche will allow you to see areas where you can innovate your services and create products. If you are becoming a specialist, an expert in this area, then you will have that laser vision as to exactly what these customers need, and you will see little opportunities that you can then spin off, maybe for a separate product, maybe for another type of service. So being in a niche allows you to really kind of immerse yourself into everything, and opportunities, you will see opportunities that will come out. Effective networking. So communication and relationships are key to becoming a successful niche expert. Other experts will want to include you in their circles. That could open up opportunities for speaking at networking events, conferences, podcasts, YouTube, things like that. So definitely effective networking. Once you become a niche expert, other experts, they're going to reach out and want to talk to you. Enhanced brand positioning. So if you're top of the game, your entire brand will get a boost. You'll see improved results in SEO and a higher brand engagement on social media. And lastly is sustainable growth. So experts are always in demand. So maintaining your expertise will see higher quality incoming leads and opportunities, allowing you to sustain the growth of your WordPress business. And as freelancers, we're all about sustainable growth. We've been there. Maybe you're in that place just now where, at the beginning of the year, you had lots of clients and there's a lot of flurry of activity. And now in the past 3 months, you've had absolutely nothing. That's no good. We want to be able to have sustainable growth, build our WordPress businesses up. Okay, so those are the top 10 benefits of becoming a niche expert. Let's look at some of the things that you can do to get there. So the first one here is Ikigai. You might not have heard of this before. Ikigai is a Japanese concept for things that make life worth living. So if you haven't defined a niche, if you don't know where to start, this is a good place to go to. So there are a couple of methods I'm going to do here. This is the Ikigai, and then we'll do SWOT analysis as well. So this is it's pronounced Ikigai. This is the pronunciation up there. It's a Japanese concept where Iki means life and Gai means your value or worth. Now, this task here is ideal. Let's say if you're like drawing a complete blank and you don't know where to begin for your niche, this can be a useful framework to center your thoughts on. So here is the diagram. So for Ikigai, you can kind of visualize a 4-circle Venn diagram. So a Venn diagram is overlapping circles, with each circle representing what you love, so that's your passion, what the world needs, that's your mission, what you are good at, that's your vocation, and what you can get paid for, which is really important, and that's your profession. So the center point where all these circles overlap, that is your Ikigai. Something that makes you happy because you love it, something that you're good at, something that the world needs, and something that they're willing to pay for that you can make a living from that. So here's the first task. I'm going to give a link to a worksheet, a workbook that you can actually print out and follow along at home. So I'll give that link out towards the end. And if you DM me with a particular phrase, then you can get that for free. So here's what we do. Just get a sheet of paper. We'll have 4 topics in there. So what you're good at, what you love, and what the world needs, and what you can get paid for. And then we're just going to brainstorm some ideas. Now, you don't have to brainstorm here with me right now. You can obviously, just pause this if you're watching it back on replay, and then just kind of take 5 minutes just to write some things down for those. But it's a worthwhile task to do. And sometimes, you can actually be surprised about the things that can come out. So there's the second part, what the world needs and what you get paid for. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take you through just a little bit of an example of what something I might do as a WordPress developer, and just to give you an idea of the sorts of headings that we're looking for. Okay, so I'll get rid of me, so I'll make that all big here. So this is task 1, finding your Ikigai. So in this first couple of lists, I started off with what are you good at? So this is the vocation. So I've problem solved, I've brainstormed some ideas, the things that I think I'm pretty good at. And so WordPress, of course, at the top of the list there. Coding, I've always been a coder since a very young age. So PHP, JavaScript, Python, C++, I put down the ones that I'm good at. Running, I quite enjoy running. I really enjoy problem solving. Teaching, specifically adults. Working with APIs, that's kind of my go-to, I love doing that. Speaking, I'm speaking today with you guys, so I love speaking. I love to organize events, so I organize meetups, I organize the WordCamp conferences as well. Using automation, I am a big fan of using automation, and I also play the harmonica. I've been learning to play the harmonica. So I kind of put things I'm good at down that list. Yours will be different, of course, because it's individual to you. The next column is things that you love. So this is your passion, okay? So in here, I've got WordPress community. I'm really passionate about growing the WordPress community, serving the WordPress community, as I'm trying to do just now. Learning and teaching. I love learning. You never stop learning, and I love to pass on what I've learned in the form of teaching to others. I love pizza and craft beer. I know it's something I love, so I put it down there. Caring for the environment, coding again, being a dad, open source software, helping others, making videos. So, it's the things I really love to do. So that's the first two. Let's then to the next two. So what the world needs. So thinking a little bit more strategically, a little bit bigger. So what does a WordPress developer actually need out in the world? So stable and profitable business, of course. A growing WordPress community. If the community is stagnant, you're not going to have any work, so you want that to grow. More efficient processes. As a business owner, you want to be more efficient at things so you can do them faster and cheaper. More family time. Why are we all in business? That's probably, to spend some more quality time with family, to do holidays, things like that. What does the world need? Well, definitely needs a cleaner environment. It definitely needs more open source projects as well. We want better qualified leads, so we don't want to be spending all of our time, with those, useless leads that we have. They're not going to pay, or they don't have time, that sort of thing. What does the world need? Dark Belgian craft beers. Indeed, it does. It needs more of them, especially here in Australia. And cleaner energy. So these things are just things that pop into your head. They might not be directly related, but you're just brain dumping. You're getting stuff out there. But then we need a bit of a reality check. So what can you get paid for? So think about all the things that that you can generate money from. And so WordPress consultancy, WordPress courses. So think about business stuff, SEO, Elementor, Beaver Builder, any kind of thing that you're into. You can teach that as a course. That people sign up for that and pay money. Setting up WordPress automation. That's what I do. So I do get paid for that. Development consultancy for LearnDash. Okay, now we're thinking about getting a little bit more specific here. I use LearnDash a lot, and I got a few clients that I do development for and consultancy around about LearnDash and automation. WordPress Salesforce integration, that's one of the other big things that I do, and I get paid for that. But then just general things like be able to create high converting landing pages, people will pay for that. Bespoke WordPress functionality, people get in contact with you. How can I do XYZ? Okay, I'll build you a plugin for that. WordPress Power Hours, that's been huge on my list over the past couple of years. People just want to spend an hour, a 2 hour, brainstorming, asking me things. How do I do this in WordPress? How do I set this up? So that's been a good breadwinner over the past couple of years. And teaching harmonica classes. Why not? I love harmonica. Not too bad at it, so I could teach beginners for that. It's definitely something I could get paid for. So you can see here we've got, so I'll just go back to the last slide. So we've got what you're good at, all the stuff that you're really good at, what you really love to do. Then you've got what the world needs and what we can get paid for. And you basically want to brainstorm all this and come up with an idea, a niche idea that will serve you, something you're good at, something you love to do, something that people want, and something you're going to get paid for. So this is a Ikigai, and it's definitely a really, really good way of coming up with a niche ideas if you're completely drawing a blank. Okay, so that's the first task. The second task is the good old SWOT analysis. So SWOT analysis stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Now, if you've ever worked for a big company, you've probably at some point done a SWOT analysis. It's very big in companies. It's a little bit more strategic than the Ikigai, and kind of more focusing on kind of personal stuff, but also the business stuff in a more strategic way than Ikigai. So here's the idea of the SWOT concept. So your strength, it's what you excel at, it's what you perform better than others. Weaknesses, so these are areas that you could improve or where you face disadvantages compared to others. Your opportunities are external factors or trends that could exploit your advantage. and threats are external elements or changes that could pose challenges to your success. Now, it's kind of similar to Ikigai, maybe a more simplified and personal strategic version. But again, if you're struggling to develop or define a niche, then completing both these tasks together is really going to help you, brainstorm and focus and find out your niche. So by analysing these 4 areas, you can gain a very clear understanding of what you can potentially fit in the market, what niche that you can serve. Use this to help focus on a niche where you can leverage your strengths, where you can see significant opportunities, and where your weaknesses and potential threats are manageable. Now, position your business services in a way that distinguishes from your competition using these 2 frameworks, something that aligns with your skill set and your passion, and also meets a specific market demand. Now, I am going to copy a link in the comments. There we go, that should go up here. This is a link to the Pipdex blog. Now, if you don't know what Pipdex are, I've got their storyteller tactics here. Just put this up here. There we go. Storyteller, and what they are, the little cards. And they help you define a story. So this one's for concept. There's some for exploration. There's some for style as well. And on the back, they've got little suggestions as to how to do it. These are absolutely brilliant. I might do just a live just on these alone. I use that all the time for my content ideas and, if I get stuck in something. And they've got a really good blog on SWOT analysis, how to perform SWOT analysis, not just using the decks, but just in general. So that's a good valuable link for you to have. Okay, so SWOT analysis, again, it's like you separate a bit of paper into 4, take 4 bits of paper. So you're looking at your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and threats. And so here's some kind of questions that you can ask yourself as you go through here. So for your strengths, what business processes are successful? What assets do you have? So things like your knowledge, your skills, your education, the network that you have at hand, your reputation. What physical assets do you have as well? Things like, what customer do you already have? What equipment do you use? Where do you work? What technology? How much money do you have that you can put into or invest into this niche specialization? What advantage do you have over your competition? So you're really looking at your strength, the things that you're really good at, the things that you have at hand that you know really, really well. Similarly, on the other side, your weaknesses, other things that your business needs that can you be more competitive for those? What business processes do you have that need improvement? You do store your business processes, right? You do write them down. Hopefully you do. Are there any tangible assets that your company needs in order to do something? So, do you need more money? Do you need specific equipment if you're going to specialize in this niche? Are there any gaps in your skills? So could you be better at doing X, Y, Z, the stuff that you love and that you're good at? Could you be even better? And, is your location, where you work, your particular market, is that really ideal for your success? And similarly, the next 2, we've got opportunities. So we're talking about specifically business opportunities, not particularly personal opportunities. So is your market growing? And are there trends that's going to encourage people to buy more of what you're selling? So it's very important to make sure that people are going to buy and that you've got sustained growth, sustained opportunities there. Are there upcoming events that your company may be able to take advantage of to grow the business? There's always meetups, there's always conferences there, get out and network. COVID's over, there, meet people, tell them what you do. It's a good way of building better opportunities for those. So have a look, see what events are coming up. Are there any upcoming changes to regulations, for example, that might impact your company positively? So regulations are always being changed. Sometimes when regulations are changed, then people have to do things a little bit differently, and you can jump in on that bandwagon. It might not be regulations. For example, think about AI. Okay, AI just kind of come out of nowhere in the last month, and a lot of people are jumping on it. So, for example, WordPress and AI, is there an opportunity there for you to get involved? In doing a plugin or doing some sort of service or doing courses, things like that. So always looking out for opportunities for the business. Threats and roadblocks that are in your way. So this is the last part of SWOT analysis. So do you have any potential competitors who may enter the market? Is the current economic situation affecting your business negatively? What can you do about it? Could future development in technology change how you do business? An example again, AI. AI has kind of changed the way that everyone does business now. So is that a blocker for you? Consumer behavior, is that changing in a way that's negative? The economy is pretty bad just now. Is that affecting the way that people spend or look for particular type of services, your services, and other market trends that could become a threat later on? So a lot of these are kind of global, maybe stepping back and thinking big picture. But again, if you have not got any idea as to where to start with the niche, these two tasks, your Ikigai and your SWOT analysis, are really, really great place to brainstorm ideas and come up with something that you can then base a product or services around and really specialize in what you're offering in your WordPress business. But be careful who sees the SWOT analysis and Ikigai. You really don't want competitors knowing what you're up to or getting hold of your weaknesses and threats for those. So just be a bit careful. The Ikigai that I done was an example of things I love. It's not my exact one process that I went through. And again, I'm not going to share my SWOT analysis. I don't want you to see my threats, my competition, my weaknesses, all that sort of stuff. So that's private to you. Just so make sure that nobody's able to see that. Okay, so the next step number 3 in this journey to build your niche specialization, I just fill myself up on some tea, is to identify your main market sector. So what overall market sector do you operate in? Let's go to the next one. Okay, so understanding main market. So first, you really want to identify the overall market that you operate in. Now, this is not your niche. I know some people like to work in a particular industry, a particular market. That is okay. That is good. But that's not a niche because it's too broad. So there are quite a few overall markets. I am going to post a couple of links in the comments there. So there is a great resource called ibisworld.com, and they show a list of the broad overall markets. And then they have this categorization of the different sub-markets in there. So for example, here, technology. So that's your umbrella, that is a main market. And then we can see down, there's lots of stuff in there, data mining, cybersecurity. This is specific to Australia, but I'll post a link for global ones as well. And so IT security, on the right-hand side, you can see all the way down, second to the bottom is web design services in Australia. So, if you're not sure what your large market is, then have a look at that website and try and figure out which kind of your main market is. But it's always good to understand your main market. And the reason you want to do that is that when you are doing some research, that you know which market you're operating in, so you're not just looking for all the way around. You'll see stuff that will come out in your research. Well, that's not my market. I'm just not going to bother spending time on that. So it's always good to know your big global market. So you can see how broad these markets are. So we're talking about finance, health, lifestyle, education, tourism, aerospace and defense, that sort of stuff. Very, very broad. That's not a niche, but don't worry, we're going to specialize soon. So understand your main markets. So here's a few examples. So do you deal with fintech companies? Well, your main market is finance. Do you work with photographers? Well, your main market is lifestyle. Do you create church websites, for example? Then your main market is religion, because that's where your main customers are. So here's a task for you, task number 3. If you're not sure what your main market is, then just take an educated guess. If you're really, really unsure, then write down the top 3 market sectors you think you might operate in. It's going to help you with the next step. So that's something to do. That's task number 3. Write down your overall market sector so you're fairly clear on that. Okay, the next task, step number 4, is market research and analysis. Now, is there a market for what you're offering? Is it too crowded, or have you found a gold mine? To do this, we're going to do a little bit of research on Google, good old Google. So there's no point in running a niche or specializing in a niche that nobody is interested in and ready to buy. Market research is a vital part of validating your niche. In some circumstances, you may come across a niche that nobody has already established. It could be an absolute goldmine. Think of AI, it kind of came out of nowhere. Or, probably more likely, it's going to be a bit of a ghost town. So you need to be careful in that instance. You don't want to fund yourself, specialize yourself, and specialize yourself out of a specialization that no one is interested in or buying. So use the keywords and ideas you came up with in tasks 1 and 2, your Ikigai and your SWOT analysis, and being mindful of your overall main market, and perform some Google searches in an incognito and private session, as this removes all kind of personalization stuff, giving you more generic results. Now, you can ignore results that are not within your market, and that's what you should do, because we're looking at data that's coming back within our overall market to see if we can drill down and specialize into that. So ignore the ones that are not in your main market. If you're finding that there's no market for your particular ideas, then either, as I say, you've hit a gold mine, because like nobody's going to onto that just now, or just, which is probably more valid, is that just nobody's interested in that, and that's fine. But you may have to pivot, and go back to the results from task 1 and task 2, and to see if there's anything else that excites and motivates you. So, for example, just say the harmonica, right? Just say, I was into harmonica. I'm trying to link it with WordPress somehow. I'm doing some market research, and there's nothing. There's like crickets. There's nothing there. It's tumbleweed. No one's interested in mapping harmonicas with WordPress. So in that instance, I go back to my Ikigai, I go back to my SWOT analysis, and I have a look and see, are there anything there that I'm really good at and I love that I can put together, and then we go in and we do the short market research to see if there's a market there. So this is what we're doing in this task. So I'm going to have a little bit of fun. I'm throwing WordPress aside just now, because this will work for any niche, like defining any niche or work in any market. So let's do some market research on something that is fun. So let's just say your Ikigai and your SWOT analysis is coming up with your love of yoga. You're an avid dog user, and you're also in the kind of fitness industry. Could you possibly niche those things together? So what I've done here is I have performed a search on dog and yoga. Now we can see here at the very top, we're coming back with 332 million results. So that's a good sign. There's people searching for that stuff. So that's good. Notice at the top, and a couple of, actually multiple times, 3 times in this one, we've got this word doga. Now that's not something we searched. That's just coming up with putting in these keywords that were pulled out for task 1 and task 2. So doga seems to be a thing. Might be worthwhile researching that. And there's also a further sub-niche of puppy yoga. So we've typed in dog, we've typed in yoga, and now we're seeing that people are actually interested. High up its first page of Google with 332 million results. Puppy yoga is on the rise. Interesting. And so what we do here is we perform multiple researches. I don't know how many times you need to do it, a few times, but we're basically just getting an idea as to what the people out there are looking for, what sort of things are already in there. Can we marry that with our SWOT analysis, our Ikigai, within our market to find something that we're good at, we love, and we can specialize it, okay? And again, we want to ignore sponsored searches, sponsored results, because they kind of skew that whole thing. You're looking at organic results here for those. So this is good. Dog yoga. We found doga, and we found that people are interested in puppy yoga as well. Crazy stuff. But we want to go even more. So not just look at that first page of Google. We want to have a look at the videos. Okay, people love making videos, so videos are really popular just now. So check out the videos. So if we have a look down, further down the page, the results, and we'll see the video section. And again, we've got three videos on doga. So that's definitely a thing. Check out the videos, see if they're popular. That first one has 187,000 views. So yeah, doga is definitely a thing, and it's popular. So you're starting to think I could specialize in that. Maybe people, if they're watching, if you've got 187,000 people watching a YouTube video, maybe they can pay for a course. Possible. And keep on going. Look down towards the bottom. We've got products here. So these are book products. The first book there, that Doga one, it sells for $90 and has a 4.3 star rating out of 5. Now, I'm not saying you have to create your own book straight away, but these are additional opportunities. Remember from your SWOT analysis. So we're saying if you specialize in this particular area, not only could you create courses because people are watching videos on it, and people are buying these books. for $90 a pop. There's an opportunity there. If you're specialized, if you can be an expert in your niche, your specialized niche, then there's opportunities there to spin out other services, other products as well. So do your analysis for that. That's task number 4. Do your analysis. Have a look at the search engines, put in your niche keywords, and then here are some metrics that you should be looking at to kind of guide you with your analysis. So look at the number of search results that are coming back. If there's none, either goldmine or tumbleweeds. Repeat keywords and topics, a few times. Probably spend an hour on this, and just make sure you cover all your keywords and SWOT analysis and where you kind of want to go. Only look at the top 5 organic results. Have a look at the published year as well. That's really important. You don't want to just be looking at the results and not look at the year, because they could be from 2018, 2016, which is not relevant anymore. Have a look at your trending videos and the number of views that they're getting as well. Have a look for existing products and services, what price they're selling for, what kind of volume of shipping, and also look for the related searches, and the people also ask for ideas about where you could further specialize. As a bonus tip, I'll copy this into the comments. The bonus tip, you should be looking at answerthepublic.com. It's a great website. It's recently been bought for by Neil Patel, one of the SEO and digital marketing gurus. But it gives you an overview. If you type in a few keywords, it gives you an overview of exactly what people are typing into the web browser. So again, that can give you further ideas as to where you can take your niche specialization. Okay, let's move on. Number 5. So step number 5 is crafting your niche. So now we've done all the research, we've validated, we've found a market for the things we're good at, the things we love, there's people willing to buy, there's opportunities there for you to spin out and do different services, products perhaps. Here we want to start to niche down, define what our niche is. I love this quote by Steve Jobs. If you want to make everyone happy, don't be a leader, sell ice cream. So this is all about, being an expert, being very specific, not serving a broad market. Okay, so I asked ChatGPT to describe how niche marketing works and explain it like you're talking to a kid in grade 6. I don't think it did a great job. So when you're niching down, you're getting specific and you're getting clarity. And here's what ChatGPT said about it. If you make it very clear what you are good at, what you're selling, and who you're selling to, it makes it easier for people to decide to work with you or buy things from you. They won't have to think as hard about it. That's great. So once you're specialized, once you find your niche, you should be very specific, be very clear on who you are serving and what you're offering and how you're solving their problems. And you're basically, once you do that, you're making a no-brainer for somebody to buy stuff for you, because you're like an exact match for what they need. Okay, so here we're trying to identify these no-brainer expert skills that you're good at, that you identify in the first couple of tasks, and that will operate in the market from task 3. So you could choose to operate in a niche that you don't have expert skills in, but it's going to be pretty tough to rank as an authority straight away for those. So here's task number 5. This is you are defining your niche. So let's see, how do we do that? Okay. So look at the expert areas you just listed and circle the ones that interest you most. So this is you're using your SWOT analysis, your Ikigai, you've got your main market in mind, you've done your research, you've got a pretty good idea as to what you want to define niche. So you want to write the main ideas at the top here. So I've just put four items here. So BuddyPress, TeamDev, Maintenance, and LearnDash. So here's where we start to specialize. So just say you circled LearnDash. What more specific specialization could you make it? Okay, so because LearnDash on its own is too broad, you need to specialize in that. And so with all your research that you've been doing, maybe you're in the HR market. So maybe you could be a LearnDash developer for banking HR specialists. So you're working in banking, you've got a bit of HR experience. You know that those people, are training people, they're putting together courses for everyone else, for the companies. That could be a really good specialization. You've done your market research, you know that people are buying courses for that. Another one, Learn-LMS setup for harmonica teachers. That's pretty specific. You've done your market research, you've done your analysis. You see there's a lot of people out there that are teaching harmonica. Their classes are pretty good. They're well priced, there's demand for that. So you're going to show them, you've got a process to show them how to build a Learn-LMS really quickly, and get them set up for that, and you can provide consultancy and development for them as well. That's very, very niche specific. You're going after harmonica teachers. You're not going to be more specific than that. Another one, Learn-Expert for Doga instructors. So I've done all our Doga research or dog yoga. We find out there's huge demand for Doga. So we're going to go after that. So we're going to be a Learn-Expert for Doga instructors. We know exactly, how they want to set up their courses. We know all the issues that they have, and we've got a solution for them. So this is where we really start, bringing our market research, our analytics, and we start to specialize in our particular niche. So we're going to spend a little bit of time in this, defining your niche, having a think about that, and then just write down, what your niche is. The next step we need to do, step number 6, and we're almost at the end now, is we need to validate your niche market again. So we've done a little bit of market research, which is good. But before jumping feet first in, we want to spend a significant time researching and making sure that is a market there, and that something people are going to buy stuff for you. So is your target audience receptive to your offer? Is your offer a solution or transformation that they are looking for? Again, we want to do further validation just to make sure that we have got a market there, that our people are going to pay for our stuff. So here's some methods that you can use to validate your niche market. There's market research, of course. We performed a very basic market research in task 4. However, you can go deeper and more detailed, kind of really dig into your ideal client avatar, what their hopes, what their desires, what their fears, and what their problems are, and make sure there's a market there. Competitor research as well. Even if you niche down, you're likely to find a few competitors in that particular market. Who else is operating in this niche? What products and services do they offer? What's their pricing structure? What sales and marketing strategies they're using? That sort of stuff. Is there room for you to operate in that, to grow and grab a slice of that niche, or become an expert? Or do you need to niche down and specialize a little bit more to kind of get rid of those competitors? There's MVP, minimum viable product. A great way to validate your offer is to come up with a minimum viable product. So an MVP is like a bare bones product or service used to test marketing before throwing all your eggs into the basket. If anyone bites, or nobody bites, I should say, then you're only kind of losing a small amount of your time and investment rather than putting a lot of money into it. So, for example, if you're planning to develop a course in your particular niche, you basically want to sell a high-level email course, maybe for $1, and see if anyone's biting on that. Social media as well is great. So poll your target audience on social media, ask them questions that would help you understand if a product or service offer is in demand. Quizzes are really, really good for this. It's a great fun way of getting information, teasing information out of people that they might not otherwise give you just kind of during a boring old survey. So yeah, think about doing quizzes. Prepare to fail and to pivot. So if you're new to this, if this is a new niche specialization that you're thinking about, be geared up, be prepared that, there just might not be a niche. There might not be people willing to buy that stuff, and then the demand might be quite low. So just bear in mind, be prepared to fail in that particular niche mastery, and be able to pivot. So go back to your SWOT analysis, back to your Ikigai, have a look at some other things, put together some more research, and kind of go further, go deeper into that particular thing. So yeah, be prepared for failure and be prepared to pivot as well, if it's clear that it's not gonna work. So task number 6, excuse me. I want you to mark down all the validation techniques that you use, a little checklist here, just to make sure that you're doing them all. So market research, competitor research, MVP, and social media. I think it's also useful to record the issues that you faced during your validation. If you're doing research analysis, if you're trying to validate your niche, validate your market, and it's not working, it's also good to record that, just in case maybe a year down the line, maybe maybe that niche is actually spinning up. Think of AI again, and it's something you can have a look and say, oh, why did it fail before? Okay, well, it failed because there's too much competition or blah, blah, blah. So it's always good to record, the issues that you've faced during validation, so you can go back and not make the same mistake, or, re-research that particular part that failed last time that you might think will work this time. Okay, we're almost there. Number 7 is defining your value proposition. So here's where you're bringing it all together. Your value proposition, this is your niche, this is your clarity moment. So what benefits and transformations will your clients get from your service? This is basically, if you step into a meetup room and somebody asks you, hi, Will, what do you do? This is what you tell them. Okay, so what's the value proposition? It's having clarity on who you serve and what benefits and results and transformations they get. It's just vital that they understand that, and it's vital for your niche to be successful. So what's the value proposition? It's worded similar to this. There's 2 or 3 different variants, but this is the one that I use. It's I help who to do what so that results in transformation, because, well, why is it important to them? Okay, I'll take you through mine. So this is my value proposition. So I help WordPress developers to get more clients so they can increase monthly revenue, because building a sustainable and profitable business is their major pain point. So the who is WordPress developers. The what is to get more clients. The results is increased monthly revenue. And the why is, well, they want to build a sustainable, profitable business, because that's one of their major pain points, is they can't do that. So that's my willbrown.com value proposition. So I'm helping WordPress developers get more clients. That's what they need, so they can increase their monthly revenue, because they want to build a sustainable, profitable business, because they want to spend more time with their family, all that good stuff. So last task to do, I think second last task, task 7 is to define your value proposition. You don't need to do it right now, but you can, pause this video and spend maybe 10-15 minutes, maybe even 20 minutes, just thinking about, who you help, what is it you do, why do you do it, and what's the value that the person is going to get, how they're going to get results or be transformed. And once you do that, I want you to print it out and pop it onto your wall next to your computer, just as a reminder when you're creating your content for your niche, to become a niche expert in that. So last thing that we do is, now we've got our value prop, now we've got our niche all defined, we need to become an expert in that. We can only really do that by, generating lots of content and doing stuff and being out there and being present. So brain dump some content ideas is how you can do that. There's a great guy called Matt Diggity, so Diggity SEO and marketing. He is all about being a topical authority. So this is how you specialize in a niche. You be a topical authority for that particular niche. So if you were setting up Learn-LMS websites for yoga instructors, you want to just cover the whole landscape of that with all content, just so that Google looks at it and goes, right, he knows, he's the expert, he's got all this stuff. It's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight, but these are some ideas of what you can do. So blog posts, video shorts, very popular just now. I think of webinars, podcasts, infographics, social media posts, info carousels on LinkedIn, quizzes as well. And remember, if you're creating long form content, remember to chop it up, choose it in those kind of short form uses like, TikTok or Instagram Reels or YouTube video shorts as well. So that's the last task, is to bring down some content ideas, how you can kind of plaster that topical authority. So remember who you're targeting, remember what it is you're providing, the results, and why you're doing that from your value proposition. So go ahead, that last task, brainstorm some topic ideas, and that's you maybe set for the first 3 or 4 months of content creation. So great, well done. You absolutely done it, great success. Now you've got clarity on what you sell, who you are selling to, and how it benefits and transforms their lives. So thanks very much for sticking with me. If you've got any questions, you can put them in the comments just now, or you can just DM me afterwards to this. Just ask me any questions you like. If you want the workbook that goes along with this, then DM me on socials with Niche Mastery. So put that as a DM and I'll send you the workbook for this masterclass for free. It's not going to be free for very much longer. I'm going to be selling it off as a resource. Now you might be wondering, now I've got my value prop defined, now I know who I'm selling, I've got my niche. What's my next steps? Excuse me. So I've got a program coming out later this year. It's aimed at helping WordPress developers, designers too, grow and scale their business. I've mentioned it a little bit before. Throughout this is an example of defining my value prop. So this is called WP Accelerator. You can sign up for early bird pricing if you visit the link shown on the screen. So it's willbrown.com/WP-accelerator. So it's a 12-week structured group coaching course for WordPress developers that are looking to grow and scale their business. So we're talking about getting above that kind of 2K project ceiling that you might not be able to push beyond. It's getting more qualified leads. It's becoming a niche specialist. That how do I get referrals? All that stuff, all that good stuff. That's what I'm going to be teaching in this WP Accelerator course. So if you get any questions about the masterclass, I say pop it in the comments. If not, then you can leave it in the comments offline or DM me, and I'll get back to you with anything I can help you with and try and answer those questions. I can't see anything coming through in the comments just now, and that's good. It's just almost hitting up to 55 minutes, so just under an hour. It's been a big one today. This is not a small task, WordPress niche mastery, but hopefully you got some benefits. Even if you take away a couple of things, maybe Ikigai is new to you and you want to give that a go, then I think that'd be worthwhile. I'd love to hear your value props. If you've got along with me today, if you're go back and do those tasks, I'd love to hear what your value props are. Please DM that to me. I'd love to hear some feedback on this masterclass as well. Okay, I think that's all I have for today. I'll just give an extra few seconds to see if any comments are coming through. I can't see anything that's coming through at the moment that I want to pop up on screen. I'll answer some of your questions offline because there's some very kind of specific use cases there. I don't particularly want to shout those out at the moment. But yeah, so thank you very much. I am going to sign off just now. Have a great day. If you want that workbook, then DM me with Niche Mastery and I'll get that to you, and I'll see you here next time. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. Bye.